Hi everybody, it's Dar. Peace and love. Welcome. We're going to talk today about your thoughts and how you can get a handle on your thoughts and how your thoughts are the core of how you create what you manifest in your life. So what exactly are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the fact that our mind has up to 70,000 thoughts per day or more. I'm certainly sure more than 70,000 thoughts per day. When you have that many thoughts processing through your mind, where do you even begin to monitor them? Well, you can do it, and there's a very easy way to do it. And you can monitor your thoughts through the internal GPS that you already have automatically, which is your feelings, your emotions. So whenever you're feeling anxious or sad or unhappy or depressed, it's always connected to a thought. And on the same level, whenever you're feeling happy and healthy and strong, it's always connected to a good thought. No two thoughts, negative and positive, can reside in the same space. So whatever thought you're thinking always comes out through your emotions. So start by monitoring your emotions on a daily basis if you can. I would suggest little by little. Don't overwhelm yourself and worry about what is it I'm thinking about. Start to think about what is it I'm feeling. Why am I feeling this way? And when you start to pinpoint the moment that you're feeling, let's say sad, for instance, connect it to what the thought is. Now, at the beginning, you may not be able to do that connection. You may think to yourself, well, I have no idea what I was feeling that was making me sad, or thinking that was making me sad. I have no idea. It could have started early in the morning, and then you started this momentum going, and before you know it, the whole day you're rolling through and you're picking up more sad, unhealthy, negative thoughts. And the initial thought that started it, you may not even know what that was. But you will recognize that you have been picking up on negative thoughts. So just like positive with negative, when you get it started, the momentum is always going to pick up on like thoughts. So if you wake up in the morning, and the morning is a great time to start this process. If you wake up in the morning and you feel sad or you feel anxious, stop and just wait for a moment and then tap into what was I thinking about that it's making me feel sad or anxious. Oh, I know, I'm thinking about that movie I watched yesterday. I'm thinking about that conversation I had with my friend. I'm thinking about an event that happened 5 years ago. You can connect it to something. Okay, now you figured out what it is. What do you do? Well, don't tell yourself, I'm going to stop thinking about that thought, because the minute you tell yourself that, you're going to start thinking about that thought only 10 times more, and then you're going to drag to you magnetically more thoughts in the same thought process. The more sad, negative thoughts will start to come to you like a magnet. So what you want to do is replace that sad, negative thought with something that makes you happy. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you won't have to necessarily reach out to a certain thought in order to make you feel happy. You'll be able to tap into your inner source, which is the source that we're all connected to. And that's automatically love and happiness. But for now, to start, you're going to tap into a thought that makes you feel better. So if you're feeling sad first thing in the morning, and it makes you feel really happy to think about your kids, your animals, your husband, an event that you went to, something that you like to do, replace it with something that makes you feel better, and then allow that to take space inside of your heart. Breathe with it for a moment, and allow it to bring to you other thoughts of the same. Now, it's not going to start out easy. You're not going to start out automatically getting a hold of all these emotions and thoughts and replacing them with wonderful things. It's a process. You have to learn how to do it. I can tell you that the morning time is a very important time. So when you get up, I would suggest that the first thing you do is not listen to the news or have an alarm clock on that gives you the morning news first thing, because generally news is all negative anyways. And that's not what you want to fill your mind and your body and your heart space with the first thing you get up. You don't want to do that. You want to fill that heart space in the morning with good thoughts, good feelings. And you do that by doing it on purpose. So when you get up in the morning, because I can tell you why I'm saying this to you, because I would set an alarm for the longest time, and it was always on a station that always had the news, and I'd still be laying in bed and the news would be all this negative stuff. Rarely was there anything positive. So I felt myself getting anxious and sad, and depressed and thinking about all kinds of world events that I had no control over. And before you knew it, that set the tone for the day. And I was thinking about that negative, sad news and talking about it the rest of the day with, coworkers or whomever. So it really does set the tone for you in the morning. So when you get up in the morning, set out to set a good feeling tone. So what I do now is I do not set an alarm that has any kind of news or music, because music can set a certain tone for you too, unless it's really good, strong, healthy music that makes you feel good. If it's something that brings you back to another time in your life when you weren't happy, that's not going to do you any good. So I purposely set an alarm that doesn't offer any sound at all. It just wakes me up, and then I get up in the morning and I will meditate, for as long as it takes me to feel aligned. And we'll talk about meditation on another video, but I want you to start with understanding that your thoughts are extremely powerful. And everything that you see around you, your home, your car, your family, your friends, everything around you has manifested through your thoughts. Now, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person or you caused bad things to happen. Most of us are not aware that our thoughts are that powerful. We don't understand that when you spend a lot of time thinking about something, that you manifest it in one way or another. So in other words, an example would be if you spend a lot of time thinking about being ill and sick and all these sicknesses that you may have or you could get or your family may have, you spend months and years and decades thinking about that, eventually that appears in some way. Maybe not in the exact form of the ill health that you may end up having, but it's going to manifest in some way. Your thoughts are power. You are a powerful being. But at the same time that those thoughts can manifest into something negative, causing ill health or causing sadness or depression, it can also do the opposite. Good thoughts, healthy thoughts, strong thoughts, happy, loving thoughts can lead to good, strong, healthy, happy, loving situations in your life. So set out to think about your thoughts. What's causing you to feel a certain way with those thoughts? Connect the two, connect the dots, kind of, sort of, your thoughts with your feelings. Connect them both and start to recognize what your pattern is, because everybody has a pattern. Recognize what it is you tend to think about more. Do you find yourself always thinking about the negative things on the news? Well, yeah, people say, well, yeah, of course I do. It's on the news. Why wouldn't I? It's sad, and I want to hear what's going on in the world. Well, you don't have to know what's going on in the world to the point where you're feeling sad and taking it in. Can you be informed? You can be informed without taking all that information into your body to the point where you're just so weighed down that you just find yourself really exhausted and tired and feeling like you need to save everybody from themselves. You really can't do that. Everybody has to save themselves from themselves. Nobody can do it for somebody else. You certainly can be a light shining for somebody else, and the best way for you to be that light is by turning inside and focusing on who you are and the love and the happiness and the healthiness that you have to offer yourself. People will recognize that from you, and they'll ask you, how do you do that? Every time I'm around you, I feel better about myself when I'm around you. How do you do that? And then you can offer them small steps. Meditation, thinking better thoughts, healthier thoughts, stable thoughts, thoughts that offer you some positive aspects. Making a list of things that make you feel better. Talking to people about positive things when you find yourself going to the direction of something negative. That's why gossip's not a good thing. I know some people like to do it, but gossip just kind of adds that load of negativity onto the train, and after a while that train just can't move anymore. So your mind and your body is kind of like that in a sense. When you load it up with all kinds of things, you just feel sluggish, and you don't feel like you can move through the day. You don't feel energetic at all because of all that negativity you're allowing to sit in your heart space. So what I want everybody to do is start to focus more on what it is you're feeling in relation to what it is you're thinking. And give yourself a chance to understand that you're a creative being and you have wonderful, beautiful things to offer the world. And start now by understanding that you can change things for yourself. And only you can. Nobody else can do it for you. So feel free to offer some comments on whatever you might want to talk about. And I love you all. Peace and love.